Hey guys, this is Justin, and this is Eddie again. It's our new review we done since Unfriended, since you had your little rant the other time. And also we saw Get Hard, if you don't remember. But we went and seen Mad Max a few days ago, and we meant to get down to this review a couple of days after we saw it, but things came up and we had a delay. But here's our review of it, and I've been looking forward to this movie for a while since it first came out, man. You know,
I've been waiting for it a year.
Yeah, and I was glad it finally came out because, man, if you talk about one, it's probably one of the best movies I've seen all year. You know, it's just, I'm a huge fan of the original series, and I'm really glad they brought it back. You know, they've been talking about it for years, for like a whole decade trying to bring it in, and I'm glad they finally decided we're going to show you how we do original action films again. So they did, and I mean, okay, well, I'm just going to let you, let me get my thought. Going into the film, I had already high anticipations for it because I'm a huge fan of the original movies, and knowing that I knew that they were going to recast Mad Max, I was kind of worried. I was like, I don't really want to see them recast it because in the original films, you got Mel Gibson playing the role, and I'm just like, and he did it perfect, you know. And this film, but hands down, is probably one of the best action films I've seen in years. You know.
Yeah, it really is good. I don't think anybody could have played Mad Max if you're going to replace him. Mel Gibson is Tom Hardy.
Yeah,
I thought he did an A+ job. Even though, if people don't know, I actually watched this on a review the other day. They actually were trying to plan this movie in 2009. And they actually had Heath Ledger as the guy.
Really?
He was supposed to play.
I did not know that.
Yeah. They confirmed George Miller that did it. He confirmed that it was supposed to be Heath Ledger. It was supposed to be Mad Max.
I never knew about that.
Yeah, I actually read that 3 days ago, and I would have liked that. It would have been good, but I'm actually proud of Tom Hardy.
Yeah, I
actually got to say, I respect the original.
Yeah.
I always respect Mel Gibson, what he did.
Yeah.
But I think, out of all films, I go with the original usually. But with Tom Hardy, I think he nailed it.
He did.
I think he nailed. I want to see a trilogy out of Tom Hardy.
Yeah. And plus,
I do want to see it.
I've always been a fan of Tom Hardy ever since he played in... Because I didn't really get to know Tom Hardy that well until he played in Inception. When I first seen him in that Leonardo DiCaprio movie. Yeah. And then... he really got the attention he deserved when I liked him in Bane in Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, I liked everything he did. I mean, I liked him in
Lawless, and
he's done perfect in everything he's done. And I think he's a perfect fit for the role. Now, the only thing I have a problem with, this is the only thing I had a problem with the new Mad Max. It does. I hear you fans, Charlize Theron. She does feel like she's the main Mad Max. Yeah. But it's still a likable film. I mean, if you didn't see it in 3D, I recommend it. Go see it in 3D. It's beautiful.
3D was beautiful. It was great, awesome.
Too. It was fun. It was a fun movie to go see.
Especially when you got the part where it shows all the sandstorms and shit. You can feel that shit.
Yeah, it is. It's a pretty film. And it does feel like the whole George Miller film. It does stick with the whole feel to it. With the whole
desert and
the whole fast. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But also, I like how in this, because the story essentially is, I guess what they're trying to do is they're trying to re-jilt the franchise, so to speak. Because you notice that in this one, for those of you who don't remember the original films, they kind of were like their own kind of movies. Like the original Mad Max.
They all did. They didn't reveal anything of being any tie whatsoever.
Even though they were taking place like afterwards.
But they still was ties.
Yeah.
And what I liked also about this one is people who don't know the franchise, you need to go see it. One of the guys from the first one is the villain in this one.
Yeah. Well, technically speaking, because I'm not trying to... I know I might be wrong on this. The same actor who plays the lead villain in the film, Immortal Joe, he played Toe Cutter from the original Mad Max. So if those remember, it's the same actor.
It is the same actor. I already looked it up.
I know, I'm just saying, I'm just giving that...
Yes, and they are saying that the character, they changed him in Immortal Joe, because whenever he was... What you said,
Toe Cutter.
Toe Cutter, what he was whenever he tried to kill Toe Cutter, and they renamed him Immortal Joe because he would not fucking die.
No, because here's what happened. Toe Cutter, for those of you who don't remember, was the guy from the original film who he was the guy who got ran over by Max. Or no, it wasn't by Max, it was another guy, I think. Was it Max or was it somebody else?
No, it was Max.
It was Max. Okay.
It was Max because he ran him over for payback.
Yeah, but you were under the impression that it was the other guy who was tied up.
Well, I thought it was because of the fact that at the beginning, he's actually boiling.
Yeah, he's actually got the scars and shit.
Scars from burning alive.
Yeah.
But anyways, take that out of
the context.
Context.
The story goes is that, much like Road Warrior, it shows Max having flashbacks of people dying. So
Alright, here's another. This is another one. He does have a son in the original. And this one was a daughter.
So they did
kind of change it up a little bit. A lot of people do have problems with it, and usually in those types of situations, I will really bash a film for.
Yeah.
But this movie was so it was so likable. I don't know what it was. It was like reliving its own film of World Warrior again.
Yeah.
Add more shit to it.
But also, you notice too how, because okay, what they're trying to do here is they're trying to rebuild the franchise as its own trilogy, but also they're paying respect to the original films. So it's still a continuation, but it's still trying to do its own new series, so to speak. That makes any sense? So it's kind of a reboot / sequel. Now, I don't know if this is going to be like fans, if you can comment, tell me if this is an actual sequel or whatever it ties into original films, because I don't know. But essentially,
I read it.
Essentially,
I read it.
It's trying to rebuild the franchise again.
And basically, what they're saying is this one we watched is the same region as Prometheus, which doesn't feel like it's tie-in, but they promise the next two will.
Yeah.
Though, fans, you got to go see it because we need to get the $2 million mark.
Yeah.
If you do not get $2 million, they said that this one was the final one we made.
They're essentially saying because they took a while to get this film out.
Yes.
And now,
they're saying $200 million. If they don't make it,
they're at
over
least,
it's $50 million over budget. They said they're done.
Now, not trying to bash anyone. I know
is.
People are seeing Pitch Perfect 2 right now, and that's fine if you're a fan of those films. But please support Mad Max. Please, this movie. It's been a long time since we had a franchise like this.
I think we need to give respect that Tom Hardy deserves a trilogy out of this.
He does.
I think he can build up to it because where they're going to is going to equal all three of these movies out in between respecting Mel Gibson. Who could say that can make original film that we respect and we do not want to see remade, and then we have to deal with the guy who has to fucking change the actor, but yet going to pay respects to the original because they're going to say that Mad Max with Mel Gibson was the first one.
Yeah.
And they're going to tie it all in. They are going to tie it all in. Why do you think Fury Road did not include that? Because it's not a remake.
Yeah.
It is considered
a continuation.
It's the fourth one, but yet it's between Thunderdome and Road Warriors.
Well, kind of.
Yeah.
Basically what we're saying is
all right, let's just say it's between 1 through 4. Or 3. It's 1 through 3. It is because they already confirmed it is going to be the build-up. It's a build-up series.
And another thing too. Well, the story goes is that it's kind of simple, really. I mean, it's Mad Max. It's Max. He's on the run from these crazy guys that are after him, and the whole story deals with him pretty much in the middle of this kind of story that's happened with Charlize Theron, who plays Ferosa, and she's pretty much having to help save the people that are from that
She's basically, if you guys don't understand, she's basically feeling like she's the Mad Max.
Yeah.
That are focusing on her, but people don't understand that also Mad Max, we're seeing it from his point of view. We're paying attention.
Yeah.
We see Mad Max all the time being the main guy.
Yeah.
He's still the main guy, don't get me wrong, but he's paying attention to a woman.
Yeah.
That he feels closest to than his wife.
And I understand people will bring up, well, it's been a while since I've seen Road Warrior. I know people are going to bring up that they kind of did that in Road Warrior 2, where they were focusing on other characters as well.
Not really.
Not really.
This one actually dedicates more of a standalone character than any film of the Mad Max series.
But I'm just saying, like,
this one was
because
Charlize,
they did.
but I still respect it. I do.
I thought Charlize Theron did fine. You know, I like her character.
I loved her character.
She was a badass. You know,
and I loved it fit me in the gore. It wasn't too far catching the gore.
And here's another thing I respect about this franchise, because this is one of those few movies nowadays that's a hard R, and they've done 80% practical effects.
Yes,
little to no CGI. Which is a rare thing with action
I
films.
love the explosions.
Me too.
What was his name? Nicholas what? What's his name?
Holt.
Nicholas Holt did a very good job.
As the skinhead kind of
skinhead guy.
white dude.
Basically, what they're doing is spoiler. These guys that work for Immortal Joe are dying, so they got to live off of fresh blood. So they use Mad Max's blood into drawing him. That's the reason why you see him tie up.
With the mask and shit.
With the mask like Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
And you don't see it in the trailer, but he's actually got a bunch of hoses in his back, and it's deporting blood through all these people who are dying from his back, and it's deporting blood through all these people who are dying from the apocalypse.
Yeah. But also, you do notice too how.
But yeah, Nicholas Holt did.
He
did
a fine
good job.
I thought it was. I wanted to see what his story was.
I actually gotta say that everybody did a pretty good job.
Yeah,
I really
acting
think,
was fine,
yeah.
and you know I know
no
there's little to no like well-known actors because it mainly focuses on Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron.
I need to tell fans this. It's a movie you need to go see. The Mel Gibsons. You have to see those to see this. You can't go in this because then you're gonna pay less because you're like, what the hell is this? What is this movie?
Yeah,
this is a original iconic character. You need to see the other. Just go see the first three and then go and see this film so you can actually give it more respect. I promise you, you'll give it more respect than you do as, oh, well, this must be the running scared of the,
Yeah.
I've never heard of this movie before.
Well, most people are not familiar with it because
film.
you notice that people that go into the film, because do you think also it has to do with its rating? Because think about it, we don't get a whole lot of R-rated action films that really have the demographic.
Well, I'll
for
tell you
its
right now,
audience.
hard R, you can make all the demographics. You can do everything with a hard R. What you cannot do is please me with a PG-13.
Yeah. Thunderdome did that.
Yeah, and it didn't do well.
Now, I do understand people I myself criticize Thunderdome, but as a Mad Max film, it still isn't that bad.
It isn't that
but
bad.
But it's still my least favorite.
To me, alright, I'm going to tell you fans now, who's never seen the series. You're going to go see one. Mel Gibson, when he was young.
Really young, too.
19.
21.
21, whatever. But the fact that you go see that, you're going to really be bored with the movie. I advise you to stick with it. I did. And I'm telling you right now, it's hard. But I promise you, 1 is nothing like 2 and 3 and the new one.
They all have their own movies. Okay,
yes.
Essentially,
1 is a build-up, but yet they do very build up on that one. You don't even get to anything towards the end. But I advise you to stick with the story. Stick with it. Because it's going to pay off at the end. Because 2 is going to really be good. Because now you're in the action. 3, you're in, you still want to feel in action. And then this one is amazing.
Well, and
I promise you, because I know a lot of them are going to go see 1, dude. You got to tell them.
Yeah.
Go and see 1. With these crowds these days, with the whole Transformer hipster crowd these days, they're going to fucking fall. They're going to piss off if we see 1.
Well,
so you need to explain to them that the first one, stick with it to the end. I know it's hard to watch, but it will. To this day, it does not hold up. It does. It does not hold up. It does not hold up. It does not hold up to this day. But to me it does. But to you hipster crowds, no. It will not hold up. It will not hold up.
And also, have you noticed too, 1 is more of a vigilante kind of movie where it's more of a revenge kind of film. Yeah. Where he's after the guys that fucked up. Well, not gonna spoil anything for those of you who haven't seen it. But
go ahead
and watch the first one.
Yeah, go watch the first one. Watch Road Warrior. Watch Thunderdome, and then go see this.
Yeah, because look,
so you can be our understanding. If you're reviewing this and you've never seen all of them, and then you're going to judge 4, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Because really, this is a series movie.
Well, you do notice too that Mad Max. They've got. You know, one thing I love about Mad Max Fury Road. I love that part. Okay, the movie overall is still fascinating. You know, it's
beautifully shot. Oh my god, it's beautiful shot.
Oh, yeah.
3D is good.
3D is great.
I thought Tom Hardy was perfect.
The soundtrack's cool.
The soundtrack is pretty good. I loved the shit that does not matter. Well, you got for one the cool guy. Let's go.
That's what I was going to mention. Yeah, the cool guy.
I love that. I love that. And he's actually looks like a guy from. He kind of looks like he's deformed, like a guy off of Silent Hill, because he's got the whole. His skin is covered, all his holes except for his eyes.
And he has like that flaming guitar and shit. It's like, holy shit!
I thought it was good. Now I recommend you. This is a good visual movie. Mm-hmm. Go see it in 3D.
And plus, we also have the thing going on where this movie gets brutal too. I'm not going to spoil a thing, but there's a lot of shit where you're watching, you're just like, holy fuck! How did they put this in the movie?
Like we said, spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
A lot of people are pissed off. A lot of people are pissed off. Not only is Charlize Theron is the main character, but she's also the one that kills the motherfucker at the end.
Yeah, but also I will say this. I'm not going to spoil too much, but there's a part where some of you might find this very squeamish, but there's a part where a pregnant woman. Well, there's a part where someone gets run over, and it's fucking brutal. Like we see, I was like, why the fuck did they put this? How the hell did they put this in the movie?
Well, anyways, basically, this is how it is. It's a good movie. But also, I give everybody a clap on what they did, and I do say that everybody did a deserving job. Here's my overall film of it. I'm gonna say it's a 4 out of 5 stars. I'm gonna have to say it is to me.
Hey guys. Kind of a slight disconnection, battery or memory kind of got full, so we're just continuing from part 2 of our review of Mad Max Fury Road, and we're giving our final thoughts. Right. Now, like we said, we really love the film a lot, and I love the film a lot too. I think it's one of the best films I've seen this year so far, and I think if I do rank it as far as the other films, I put it like Road Warrior, Fury Road, Mad Max 1, then Jonathan.
Alright, now I'm gonna have to disagree with him. I respect Mel Gibson, what he's ever done. I was never thought to this day, and still to this day, for them underusing his name, I'm gonna have to go, and this is really hard. This is hard, because Road Warrior is such a fucking classic. I'm gonna have to go with Fury Road, Road Warrior, Thunderdome, and then the first one.
Yeah, I think.
Here it is, my rating for Fury Road. My final rating. I'm gonna have to give it a 4 out of 5. I'm gonna give it a 85% B+.
I'm gonna give it a.
And the only reason why I'm giving that, and this is my downfall, is the underuse of Mel Gibson or Tom Hardy, Mad Max. He is,
and also lacking
you focus story. You do. Focus on Charlize Theron. I will give it lack of that. It is a Mad Max film. You don't use them hardly. And then the story is basically kind of like straightforward. It's not nothing special or addition to it. No cool backstory. So I gotta give it a lack of that. And then I also gotta give
kind of lack of story.
I said that.
Well, okay, yeah,
but story, but
about maybe. Well, I'll let you go.
It's the whole plot. I mean, the plot is straightforward. They're running away from him, and then it's basically that. So I gotta give the whole story, but really, when stories are made like that, and it's from an iconic character, 95% of the time, I'm gonna hate the film. I actually was surprised that this movie turned out as good as it was.
Yeah.
That being a iconic character, they they really underuse Mad Max.
They did.
And then the plot is too straightforward. We already know where it's leading to.
Also,
but other than that, I like the film. I mean, it's a B+. That's why I'm going to minus about 15% out of it. It's 85%, 4 stars for me.
Well, okay. Well, I give it 4.5 out of 5 stars. I know I don't usually give my ratings that much because I just give my general thoughts. But, okay, here's my first video. You'll see me do a rating system. I give it 4.5 out of 5. The only reason I don't give it like a full 5 is because it's not a perfect film. You know, it is what it is for a Mad Max film. It's a new beginning, so to speak. But also, the things I do criticize, though, is, like you said, there's not enough... I guess it didn't really bother
I don't feel the whole... Another thing. Not only do you don't see Mad Max mostly throughout the film...
That way, genius.
You don't see... It's not only do you feel he's underused, but you don't feel the mad. The mad. That's why it's called Mad Max.
Yeah.
I don't feel he's mad enough. But I still think, to this day, Tom Hardy is the only guy who could do the job.
I believe that too. And plus, I think the only things I do kind of criticize as far as Tom Hardy's, not in performance in general, but I'm just saying, like, the kind of a lack thereof is that Tom Hardy's accent kind of slips in and out. Have you noticed that? He'll go from
he does go from deep voice to not deep voice. Yeah, he does.
He's not really consistent.
He's not consistent in the acts. I really get into the whole deep. What do you call it? British?
Well, Australian.
No, he ain't Australian.
I know, but he's trying
English.
to. He's supposed to be.
He's British.
Well, yeah.
English.
I'm just saying he's supposed to do the Australian accent.
Yeah, but it's not his character alone. It's overall as an actor what he does. He seems to do that very deep.
He does.
Bane voice, because you will see a lot of Bane feel to it because twice. I've seen that, and that's why he gets in. I will say I gotta penalize him on the inconsistency because I go from Bane to Lawless to regular guy from.
Sometimes
enemies.
Sometimes he kind of has like a.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes he has a British accent.
I see. All right, what was that one he did with Chris Pine?
This means war. That was his natural accent.
So you do. This means war. Bane, Mad Max, Lawless, and like he's jumping from voice to voice because they all have different voices.
Yeah.
So I gotta penalize him on that one. That's another one, but I still hold it 85%, 4 stars out of 5.
I have that too, but I can still say that his performance alone is still perfect.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
There ain't nobody can do it other than him. I don't.
And also, another flaw I kind of had. This is kind of a minor technical issue I had. Did you notice how toward the end, it's kind of noticed you throughout the film. Did you notice there's a lot of fade to black? Where it feels like it's going to end, but it keeps on going, so to speak. No, have you noticed that? Like, it'll cut off for, black for, a second, and then it'll keep going. And then
I don't know.
I'm just saying, that I kind of had a problem. I was like, man, where the fuck are they going to end this? I'm not saying they want to end the film. I'm just saying, as far as
one of
pacing
the movies.
Issues.
It's alright, it's one of these films. I didn't get bored with it. I didn't hate it, and I didn't want it to end, but I also wanted to end. Because I felt like the plot was really straightforward and dull. But I still rarely, and you'll never see me probably like a film for 7 years or 10 years to do this, but I gotta still give it a praise for let alone it was still dull.
Yeah.
Because I really, for a dull movie, you'll see me rip it apart like fucking...
Unfriended. And Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
But also we have...
But... For the once, I actually got a praise for such a straightforward plot. It ended up working to me. I liked it. I'm gonna buy it on Blu-ray.
I am too. I'm gonna own it right next to the series.
I don't hate it. I thought it was really good.
I thought it was a good return. It was a great refresh to the series.
Yeah,
but also,
I'll tell you right now, it didn't bomb.
No,
to me, it really lived up to what I was hoping at least it would be.
Yeah, but also I do notice too that things I do like a lot with the film is. You have, I'm trying to think. You have the 3D, which is cool, but also you got the car chases because you're seeing real stunts. You're seeing real stunts.
What I liked, what they did top, and I will say this, they do top, is not only do you get the Road Warrior film. If you guys are familiar with Road Warrior, you get the feel, but you get double the doses because you got 3 groups going after him.
Yeah.
So you got 3 Road Warriors groups going after him.
It makes the stakes higher.
So the stakes are higher and ended up bringing that feel to it. Because when I think of Mad Max, I think of Road Warrior. I'm sorry about Thunderdome in the first one, but I think of Road Warrior. I think of people chasing, ripping you apart, tearing your car apart, throwing spikes, blowing you up, and this movie doubled that, and I do respect that.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved it. And I loved how unlike the Road Warrior, where you just got straight edge desert, and all you see is straight, as far as I can see. This one brings territory together. So you got mountains you got to worry about and stuff. I love that. I like
me
how
too.
they did that. They brought terrain to it.
I also like how they bring in like different gangs that are like more like hidden in the areas too.
Yeah.
Like you got the old ladies.
That's what I'm saying. You bring more, and you don't have that one gang. You have to, like Road Warrior did. They had that one gang.
Yeah.
That one.
Just walk away. Just walk away.
That's the one gang they had to worry about. This one they had to worry about fucking 3 chasing after them, territory gangs that they're going in the territory. So that's 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And then people, if you know the original series, wait for the special edition Blu-ray, because they're actually going to have deleted scenes. One of the scenes is going to bring us back to Road Warrior. He actually gives a music box to one of the girls.
Yeah, so that's a nice little tie-in they'll do.
But
on
they
the
didn't bring it in the
edition.
theater. They're going to save it for the deleted scenes. I seen the deleted scenes
See,
tonight.
why can I do that shit in theaters, man?
Why did they take all that shit out? Because he's sitting there and he's in the front seat, and then he's going ding 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 ding, ding like off the same
Warrior,
song,
yeah.
the same song too.
Yeah,
off
off
Road
the-
Warrior. And then he look at her and she's just looking at him. And he's like,
Is it a music box or a Jack in the Box?
music box.
Music box.
And then he's like, dude, and then he's like, and he looks at her and he goes, "You want this?" Boom, he hands it to her, and she's sitting there. Ding, ding, ding. I mean, this way it was shot was really cool.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, it was
I gotta
cheap
watch
shot.
that.
It was actually pretty cool.
I need to check that out because I
Yeah, it
haven't
was
seen it
actually
yet.
pretty cool. It was like, damn, like, yeah, you're bringing something original to it. And you
Yeah.
left it out,
But I also like, too, how...
It was able to hold up, bringing some of the, if you're an original fan, remember us with the whole music box and all that shit.
Yeah.
But let alone bring us a whole fucking thriller movie with, like, not only one gang, 5 gangs after you.
Yeah,
I mean,
I like-
they got the stakes higher. That's why the movie got a high praise from me.
And I like, too, how they're not only trying to rebuild their franchise, but also trying to capture what was so great about the original films.
Yeah.
Because, think about it. I know this movie's not doing too well at the box office, but if this does well, we're going to see shit that we're going to probably see.
Please let it do well, because this movie was actually supposed to do a trilogy tie-in to the original, to the Thunderdome. Let's do that, fans. Let's dedicate this. Let's put our money to it.
Yeah.
If you are a dedicated fan, let's do it. Get to 200 million.
Mhm.
So we can get 2017 Mad Max going. And then we'll see 2019-20 going, and that will be the final tie-in. We can actually go buy a set like Lord of the Rings
Or Hobbit.
Hobbit type set. We can buy the Mad Maxes. That's what they're trying to do. But they said they will not make another one until we get 200 million.
Well, not just that, but also they want to see how this one does well, because I'm actually
No,
surprised.
it is this one.
I'm just saying.
This one is only at what,
Right.
50 million?
42.
42 million, and if he said it doesn't hit 200 million, bye-bye.
There's that $150 million
Or
present.
then we have a end to close series, because the 4th one is supposed to fill in, and Tom Hardy deserves. I'm
More.
sorry, but I think he deserves a trilogy, because I really got onto him in that film.
But
anyways,
overall,
yeah,
I
overall.
feel like I love the film. 4.5 at a store size, but
4
we highly
out of
recommend it.
Go see it.
I do go see it, definitely. Support Mad Max, please.
Please, hey, one last thing. See us next time. We're seeing Poltergeist.
Poltergeist, Sunday, well, whenever, but we'll see that in 3 days as well. Hope you all have a good night, and we'll see you in your next review.
Later.
Later.